you can't do better than real.
Welcome back to Houston, Texas. All the 250 riders have completed their parade lap. They surveyed the track, looking for changes that might have been caused by all day of racing on it. Track holds up pretty well, though. Jeremy McGrath is going through his at-the-gate routine. His mechanic, Randy Lawrence, just off to the right there, is there to assist him. Let's review the Honda starting lineup sheet. Two-time winners, McGrath and Vuillemin, right next to each other at the gate. Ricky Carmichael got the third pick of the gate positions.
Well, McGrath just went out and just set this blazing pace, went right into the lead from a horrible start, made a huge statement, and all of a sudden, I figured that was pretty much it, and all of a sudden Carmichael closed the gap, so that was a statement as well. He's letting Jeremy know, hey, however fast he's going to go tonight, I can match that. Let's see if he can do it for 20 full laps.
As the field, there's 934, David Vuillemin, right next to Jeremy McGrath. Starting to rev things up. Number 21 is Sebastian Tortelli. McGrath, a 2-point lead on Vuillemin in the points. Larocco, 8 points back. Wyndham and Carmichael also in the top 5. Rocking back and forth. The board is up. The 32nd board is up. We're set now for round number 5 of EA Sports Supercross from the Houston Astrodome.
See, most of the good riders, Jeremy, Vuillemin, the 2 hot shots, all the hot properties are lined up pretty close to the inside.
A massive chase. And it's Jeremy McGrath getting the whole shot with Ricky Carmichael in second. Ward in third. And Greg Albertine on Team Suzuki. Number 7 just got in front of Ward for third. So the Yahoo Sports Whole Shot Award goes to Jeremy McGrath. That's his first whole shot of the year.
Well, he just took command, and that first corner was right back on the power. He looked like a dirt tracker going through there. Watch again. It doesn't look like he has the whole shot right at first, but he just gets that power. He actually bumps Stellard. Watch him right here. He lays it into the corner. Back on the power right there. Carmichael hung right with him.
Back to the live action. You see Jeremy already starting to pull away from Ricky Carmichael. He started with a 1.1 second lead, and now he's got it almost up to 2. Carmichael's got Greg Albertine behind him and Larry Ward, and they're separating themselves from David Vuillemin.
Well, Vuillemin has proved he can come from behind. He gets better as the race wears on, but I don't think this track plays into that kind of favor as what he was able to do in Phoenix as well. He's not going to tear up as much, and what Vuillemin was really able to do well was pick different lines once the track deteriorated. Here it's going to hold up pretty good. Everyone's going to run basically the same pace throughout the race.
There's Ward, number 10, riding with Payne, and Vuillemin right behind him. Vuillemin got a 6th place start in the last race.
He was behind Greg Albertine for, seemed like, over half the race. Once he got around, he was able to close the gap pretty fast. That's going to happen again if he plans on catching Jeremy.
Vuillemin. Boy, hits that rut perfect.
You have to. It's inches out here. 1 inch to the right, 1 inch to the left. You don't hit the line you want. Messes up your timing all the way down the straightaway. These guys have to be precise to go this fast.
Winner of the shortened FIM Supercross Series. He just continues to ride well.
You can see McGrath going the other way in that shot. Vuillemin coming into the corner. Jeremy knows where he sits. I think Carmichael is going as fast as he absolutely can, and he is not able to stay with McGrath.
McGrath has got a 6.6 second lead on Vuillemin. Vuillemin in 5th. There's Jeremy. Bound and determined coming into this Astrodome to recapture the Supercross momentum that he had after the first 2 rounds at Anaheim.
Yeah, he wasn't afraid to speak very publicly about he really should have won San Diego, but had he not had some front brake troubles. He really feels like if he'd have known about Vuillemin, he could have won last week. That put a lot of pressure on him to come out here and win this time. I don't know if he did that on purpose or what, but he is definitely living up to it.
Ricky Carmichael trying to hold on to his best finish, which would be second.
He's picking up where he left off in the heat race, 54-second lap time.
Something tells me that Jeremy McGrath is not going to settle into a pace here tonight.
No, he'll never do that again. Unless he's got a 20-second lead, and I just don't think in the field that's assembled this year for this 2000 series, he's ever going to have that luxury. Carmichael is actually hanging right there. You see him coming into the corner. He hasn't lost much time. This will give Ricky a big boost of confidence, and he's been training extra hard, knowing that he came into Anaheim thinking he was pretty close to being in the right kind of shape. It was a big wake-up call, dropping all the way to 8th, and he's been working really hard with O'Mara ever since. It's showing right now.
Larry Ward is trying to move up for third place against Greg Albertine. And I got to hand it to Ward. He started the season with a sore back. He crashed in San Diego and cracked a rib and hurt his arm. And here he is battling just 2 weeks later.
Well, all he's got to do is move around Greg, and he's on the podium right behind his teammates, put a couple Kawasaki's up there to get a little momentum over in that camp. Larry's beaten Albertine before. Just got to try to remember those times, go after him, and he better hurry because Vuillemin's coming, starting to close that gap a little bit.
Endurance might be a factor with Ward.
I'll tell you what, Art, it's a factor with everybody. It's a matter of how smooth you ride. You know, you look at Kevin Windham, he's talking about how he's in great shape. He's able to put in like laps at intensity at the Honda track, 25 lap mains. But in a race, it's different.
Greg Albertine has been putting in lap after lap at Stefan Roncada's track. He's been training very hard lately.
Nerves. Well, that's what happened to Tim Ferry last week. He pulled out to a big lead. We saw that freight train battle of all the best riders in the world chasing him and closing the gap a little bit. He got nervous. His arms got tight. He couldn't ride his best. He dropped pretty far back in the field.
Larry Ward trying to make a move in the whoops. Larry's so good in the whoops, using his height advantage.
It looks to me like he's perhaps a little bit faster than Albie right now in some spots. And if he can get around, he'd be able to pull away. Albie's still riding a fine race.
Ward hasn't been on the podium yet this year. Bar to bar we go. Albertine and Ward. Ward gets the inside block pass.
That's just close. You know, Albie had to ride through there and just thread that needle, try not to hit any of those tough blocks, or Larry.
Our leader, Jeremy McGrath, look at this flawless style. Cuts the berm perfect. Goes through the whoops like they're not even there. It's McGrath, Carmichael, and Ward are top three with Vuillemin in fifth. We'll be back in a moment.